I can honestly tell you that I love both of my sons just as much, but I don't love them in exactly the same way because they are not the same people. I shared with you a few days earlier this week, my mom and dad loved some of us better than others of us, and they each had their own favorites. People, because of personality and preferences, are drawn to certain other people. That's very true even in a family unit. The thing is, we need to commit to caring for everyone, and we do need to do our best to love them equally. It won't always be fair. I told my kids since they were little boys, they'd go, "Oh, that's not fair." And I say, "You're absolutely right." And life isn't fair, which it's not. Some people are born brilliant. Some people are born slightly below average. Some people are born with strong physical bodies. Some people are born with cerebral palsy or spina bifida, and they're in a wheelchair most of their lives. Life really isn't fair. That's a fact. And within your household, when you have a foster child and they come in and they've had all these things that have happened to them, and they haven't had the benefit of a stable home and two parents who love them and look after them, yeah, right off the bat, it isn't fair. I think it's very appropriate to acknowledge that. Say it right out loud. You haven't always had a fair deal in this house. All things to the very best of my ability are going to be equal. I love my own children. I love you. I care about my own children. I care about you. I am responsible for everyone here, and that includes you. I'm going to care for everybody. I don't think there's a problem saying that right out loud. And then you really need to say that to yourself and make that commitment to yourself. In other words, you don't give your kids preferential treatment and treat the foster kid like Cinderella or Cinderfella, and they've got all this work to do and they're going to be treated menially and barely given a crust of bread. And I don't mean that literally, but tragically, I want you to understand that there are times when that is exactly what happens to young people, and you need to make a commitment. That's not what's going to happen under your watch. You are going to care for everybody. So if your daughter gets grounded because she pulled less than a C average, and your foster child is more than capable of pulling A's and B's, and they get below a C average, they get grounded too. That's equal, right? If your child is 13 years old and has a cell phone, we're not even going to talk about that one, but that they might call you when they get out of basketball practice, or they can call you when they're done with cheerleading practice, and you have a 13-year-old foster child, if all they have is a track phone that's got 20 minutes a week on it, so they can't go online and they can't all this other junk, but they can call you when they need you, this is treatment that's equal. You need to look at that very realistically, because if you're going to demonstrate to these children who are coming into your home that you are making a place for and welcoming, you have to help them see that they're valuable, they are equally important, and they also have the opportunities that your own children have. There are, in fact, limitations that need to be established. So you tell this child very point blank, if you're going to use this phone and try to find a way to go get drugs or look at pornography, or you're going to use it for something terrible, something destructive, I'm taking that phone away from you, which is the exact same thing I would do to anyone in this household. So you don't have to feel bad about setting limits. In fact, in light of yesterday's discussion of productive parenting, you should feel awesome, great. You should think that this is appropriate, that you would set limits, and you should. So you care for everybody. If your kid is getting to eat a steak and this kid is eating mac and cheese, unless that's what they're begging for, but there's a problem. Everyone needs to get the same thing. Now, the converse, or I guess we'll look at this from another way, is if your kids carry a sack lunch, then that's what everybody's going to carry. No joke. Like, I'm not going to hand you $10 a day to go eat in the cafeteria or pull junk out of a machine while my kids are eating a PBJ in a bag. Like, no. Everyone is going to get treated equally. This is our household, and this is the manner in which we run it, and you are part of this household. If your kids have no responsibilities, first of all, shame on you, but then your foster children don't need to be doing all this stuff either. On the other hand, your son has to take out the trash, your daughter has to load the dishwasher, everyone has to get their homework done on time. They lose privileges if that's exactly the same set of rules that apply to the foster children in your household. People are treated in an equal manner, and they will very quickly pick up on discrepancies, and they will be angry about that, and legitimately so. And so it is your place to care for everybody. Please do so in a way that helps each person in your household feel valuable, important, and like they are contributing something to you and you are contributing a lot to them. That also means in relationship. If you spend half an hour a day talking to your 17-year-old daughter, you need to really make an effort to spend 15, 20 minutes a day talking to your 7-year-old and your 5-year-old. Doesn't matter who the foster child is. You need to show each of them by a demonstration with your time and your emotional energy that they are important and valuable to you. If you splurge by taking one of the kids out for ice cream because they got an A plus on their spelling test and they got an A on their math quiz, the next time one of the other ones in your household gets A's and does stellar work, you need to reward them in an equal fashion. It's just about helping every single person under your care feel valuable and important and worthwhile. And that comes through a demonstration of you with your time, your words, your energy, your actions. It's a very challenging journey, I know. And there are those who are really difficult to care for. There's no question about that. So, once again, I commend you for this action, and I stand with you as a parent in my commitment to helping you gain the skills that you need to be a really effective parent and an effective foster parent as well. Thank you for being with me today. I will see you soon. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button.